We've seen the Heist mission that Frontier revealed earlier. We're now going to take a look at some new information that Frontier have released just a moment ago. This will give us some insight into how things work, as well as to what to expect from other areas of the game. So, as said, the mission we saw today was a heist mission, the objective to steal a power regulator. This is one mission type among many. Other example missions will be restoring power to a base. In this event, the base will need a power regulator installed. However, the danger here would come from the buildings being on fire, or maybe indeed they could be occupied by pirates and criminals who have moved into the abandoned base. Bases themselves have various states, which will be reflected in their appearance. A base type will be determined by the background simulation and the faction controlling it. Overall, there are 27 unique settlement types, and each of these can have 6 themes. The themes are based upon the BGS state, such as industrial, agricultural, research, military and more. Missions can be specific to the economy type, so industrial settlements will have very different missions to military bases. There will also be generic missions that can apply to all base types. As the BGS state changes in any given location, this would also bring changes to the settlements themselves. In terms of carrying out these missions, most of them will have a variety of approaches. For example, in the video we saw players overpowering the door controls. But notice the number 3 above the panel itself. 3 here is the level of authorization required to access the door. Roaming around the base are numerous NPCs. Some of these will likely have level 3 authorization access. It will be possible for players to scan these NPCs and clone their authorization. However, this is considered an illegal act, so if caught, it will lead to trouble. Generally speaking, the attitude of the NPCs in any base towards a single player will be determined by the player's relationship with that faction. So if you are friendly, you are free to enter the base and walk around. You may even be able to find mission givers here. Basically, you are free to go anywhere with the exception of restricted areas. If you enter a restricted area, you will be asked to leave. If you refuse, you will be dealt with. Now, if a base is hostile towards you, on the other hand, it will attack you, and quite quickly. Base defences are apparently very strong against ships, with Frontier saying that base turrets can destroy ships in a matter of seconds. This basically means players either need to disable the defences in order to get a ship close, or they can approach a friendly base as they did in the video. Defences can be deactivated in a number of ways. One way, as we saw in the video, is to remove the power regulator. Without power, the base cannot function. Another way would be to access the security room and hack the defense controls. It would also be possible to disable the alarm in this way. Now, if you are doing this type of thing, the NPCs, even if friendly, might find your actions suspicious. NPCs will regularly scan players, which will reveal any crimes within the jurisdiction. It will also reveal if the player is carrying illegal items or if they have a clone of an authorization code. If this happens, it won't bode especially well for the player. Now, another of these items that NPCs may frown on if they catch you carrying it is called an e-breach. This device allows players to override any protected access panels. However, the devices are expensive, so it's unlikely they will be used in all circumstances. The fact missions can be approached in a variety of ways means it's possible to do a mission entirely in stealth or even go in gun-ho. Some missions will have additional requirements, which if met will result in a bonus reward. Additional requirements might be completed a mission without being detected or assassinating a target without killing any collateral NPCs. Talking about NPCs, as I mentioned in my previous video, I was a bit underwhelmed by the quality of the AI when it comes to combat. Frontier, however, have said that the AI's difficulty will scale, higher level enemies will be able to absorb more damage, they'll also be smarter and be better at evading. No mention on the AI using cover, however, so for me the quality of the AI in combat is still very much an open question. Now, one of the longest standing questions for Odyssey and on foot combat is what happens if a player dies. Once Frontier have finally answered this, players will basically have 2 options. Players will be able to choose to respawn on board their ship, the ship will be placed in orbit, or alternatively they can respawn at the closest port. Meanwhile, players who don't own a ship, as in Odyssey you don't have to own a ship, they will instead only have the option to respawn at a port. So that brings us up to the latest information. Again, as we saw previously, the alpha for Odyssey will be releasing on the 29th of March, and personally I'm looking really forward to getting hands-on with this. So far we've seen a lot of combat, so I'm very keen to see other areas of the game and basically walk around myself. I know a lot of you will be feeling the same, no doubt. Do let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.